I'm Disco Doc. Yeah, I'm the real Doc. All you other docs are just a mock. So won't the real Doc please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up.
The real Disco Doc.
Hi everyone, this is Carl, the real Disco Doc. Nice to see you all. And in this reaction, I'm actually going to be reacting to an existing doc reaction to Ren and Sam Tompkins' Blind Eyed, featuring the angry car park attendant. Now for this one,
I kind of mind, yet that my mind can torture me. So I rhyme, because when I rhyme, it's like my rhymes, they set me free. I shine so bright, I shine these times, these rhymes come out of me. Times I breathe, times I fall, times I slip, times I crawl, times my back is up against the wall, so hard that the whole building could fall. Times I breathe,
Like a fish swimming in the air, while the clouds silently judge its every move.
Doc started off with some pretty normal similes then, and quickly deteriorated into some sort of surrealist nonsense. I was just struggling to keep up myself. Is this what you people like to watch? Is it? You want more of this stuff? Okay, let me know in the comments.
And I can't find the batteries for my flashlight. I'm blind-eyed.
I feel like we've only really just met Sam, and already he's admitting that he owns a flashlight, and he's all out of
Doc,
batteries.
no,
for it.
flashlight.
He should have
Torch.
paid an extra.
Now for this one, obviously it's not a first time reaction for me, clearly, because I've recorded Doc's reaction already. Going forward with the channel, what I hope to do when I come across a new song is do an initial reaction myself, so you can experience that song for the first time with me, and you know, see through my facial expressions and so on how I'm reacting viscerally to the song. Go away and do the research and write the script for what Doc's going to say, and then incorporate it all together so that we get a bit of both in one reaction video. It's been a little while since I recorded this one, to be honest, so I should be seeing Doc through fresh eyes like everybody else. Okay, I'm gonna hit play.
I got something to say. I'm coming to the USA and Canada. I'm coming to Toronto. I'm coming to Chicago. I'm coming to LA and San Francisco, which is in the same state.
Hang on a second, pause.
And this.
Notice how Sam Tompkins is riding his bike, weaving across the pavement. He's got his phone in his hand, bright sunlight in his eyes probably, and yet he's got this incredible rhythm, this cadence as he's singing. There's a beat to it. Let's go back, it's beautiful.
I got something to say. I'm coming to the USA and Canada. I'm coming to Toronto. I'm coming to Chicago. I'm coming to LA and San Francisco, which is in the same state. And there's one more, oh yeah, New York, like the Alicia Keys song. I'm coming on tour to America and Canada, so yep, cool.
Oh yep, cool. Sam Tompkins did a little promo on his socials before he did a brief tour of America, and one day I think in Canada as well. That was really cool little skit that he came up with as he was riding his bike, as we all do, why not? It was actually pretty catchy. I was tempted to sing along, but clearly I could never do it justice, so I bit my tongue. Cool, as Sam says, cool.
Tonight is your chance to see him perform live in person. Sam Tompkins takes the stage at the Music Hall of Williamsburg in Brooklyn. Doors open at 7 o'clock, show begins at 8. And Sam joins me now in the studio. Good morning, thank you for...
Before Sam starts talking, this is funny because I'm staring at my laptop screen and Doc's staring back at me intently, and I feel like I'm in a staring match with him, like who's going to blink first. I'm going to win, Doc, it's going to be me. You've got to blink eventually. I've seen you. When you talk, actually, you have a bit of a funny eye twitch that goes on and on and on, so I just need to hold out until then. Let's go.
being here.
Thank you so much.
I'm like fangirling all over because first I was explaining to Clay Parker, who's our director, and he's like the cool guy on the group. He heard you and he just saw how many followers you have, and he told us about you, and I've been like nonstop listening to you.
Bless you.
You are amazing.
Thank you so much.
Now you are going to be performing in Brooklyn tonight. How excited are you?
I'm super excited. It's my first ever headline show in New York. I'm going on my first ever tour of America, well, North America, doing Toronto as well. And yeah, just super pumped. Like it's one of those things I've been nervous for months, but like now that I'm here, I'm just really excited.
As an artist and musician, maybe it's always in you that you suddenly go, this is what I'm going to do. When did that happen to you that you were like, right, I'm going to follow down this route?
Well, this is a great story.
Here we go.
My water.
Yeah. Let me get my tissues ready. I can't wait for this. Here we go.
I was 16 years old. It'd just been my birthday. My mum had given me some birthday money. Respect. Obviously pissed it away on shit I can't remember now.
Is it me, or is that a very British phrase? Obviously pissed it away on shit. Would you say that in America? Let me know.
Like, I don't know, like 50, 60 quid. It was lit. It was amazing. And it was in Brighton. And I went into this skate shop and there was a hat. And I opened my wallet. I couldn't afford it. And I looked at my friends and was like, oh, can I pinch some money? And they're like, obviously not, mate. We're literally 15. Like, go away. We're not giving you our money. We're not sharing it with you. Why would we do that? We've already spent 10 quid. That's like a third of what we've got on the train ticket here. Another 5 quid on the McDonald's. You know what I mean? You're not getting another penny out of us. And they were like, you could have a little sing song and busk outside in the street. And I was like, because people knew I could sing because I posted tiny little clips of me on YouTube, but I always got like taking the piss out, so I'd take them down.
Oh man, I've got to pause it there for a minute. So he was saying there that his friends knew that he sang because he'd posted a few clips on YouTube, but then that he took them down because people were taking the piss out of him. That's fucking crushing, man. To hear that, to hear him reflect on that now, and he made a bit of a joke of it, but imagine how cutting that must have been at such a young age when you've been so vulnerable and exposed your talent, you hope it's talent, to the rest of the world. And some people take the piss out of you strongly enough and you believe them enough that it crushes you and you actually take those videos down. I mean, we're lucky that we're fortunate that Sam obviously since then found the conviction to carry on, which I guess he's about to tell us. But imagine if he hadn't. And that makes me think, how often does that happen? How often do we allow our dreams, our hopes, our aspirations to be crushed before they've even had a chance to blossom or bloom because of the views of others? And you know, that's other people that, do they really give a shit? Probably not. Were they even really listening? Probably not. It was probably just a flippant comment that they made. It got on with their day in their tiny little minds. But it can have an effect on someone that affects the course of their whole life and affects them mentally throughout their whole life as well. So, you know, that words are powerful. And that goes both ways, right? So if somebody gets some words of encouragement at just the right time, some support from somebody who they respect and look up to, or someone that's been successful in the field that they're trying to be successful in at just the right time, then it can have the other effects, can't it? It can lead to great success. So, you know, be kind to each other, show each other love and respect. You don't have to like everything. You know, we've all got different tastes, but we can be respectful to each other. And you know, sometimes if you haven't got anything nice to say, it is best to say nothing at all.
One of them was like, why don't you just go busk on the street? And I've gone outside, I've put my current hat down, I put it on the floor, and I started singing a bunch of songs. Can't remember, probably Ed Sheeran songs, because I was obsessed with them at the time.
Can you give us a little jingle?
All I want is nothing more than to hear you knocking at my door. 'Cause if I could see your face once more, I would die a happy man, I'm sure. That's all you're getting out of me.
Like a little massage. That was a massage.
Add another $5,000 on him. Add another $5,000 on to whatever they're paying us today.
Oh my God.
Add another 5 G's.
Dude, that is freaking talent.
Basically, I sang probably that song and a couple others. And in 15 minutes, I made enough to buy this hat. So I've gone into the shop, and they're like, I'm just shoved a load of shrapnel in there.
So you're,
like,
you're
give me that
upgrading
hat.
your busking
Give me
hat.
that, yeah, give me that camo hat, and that, and then every weekend that was the first bit of money that I ever made, like really and truly, I worked for. That was like the first bit of money. So started doing it every weekend, and then I was like, I just really got into music.
Well, I mean, I know it's so weird, but like you have nothing to be nervous about. You are so talented.
Thank you.
It's
You
unreal.
can't see the
In fact,
nerves.
let's talk
You
about
can't. He
how
is
you
nervous.
first started, because you kind of started on the street, right?
I certainly did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was a busker. I started. It all happened when I couldn't afford a hat at a shop, and my
A
friends.
hat. You wanted a hat.
Yeah, like the one on my head. And my
Yes,
friends, I
yes,
couldn't afford
a
it.
hat.
And
We got
my
that.
friends dared me to sing on the street, so I did.
Who
The
that?
incredible Sam Tompkins
Who's that?
there,
What's that?
talking about how he first got started singing. And what did he just say? My friends dared me to sing on the street, so I did. But look, that's not just any old friend. That's none other
I spy with my little eye. Friend beginning with R.
than the modern bard,
Could it be?
Reginald Shakespeare of Brighton Townshire. Sam told the story about when he met Ren for the first time. He said, "When I was 16 years old, I used to go busking in Brighton to make myself a little bit of pocket money, so I could do 16-year-old shit. I couldn't play the guitar and didn't have an amp, but I'd put my hat down and just hope people would stop and give my voice a listen. One day, a young guy was walking past and must have heard something he liked, because he was watching me whilst I sung my heart out so intently. After I finished my song, he came over to me and said that he'd finished busking for the day. He had a guitar and an amp, and said if I wanted I could use them. I politely declined and said I couldn't play the guitar. I wouldn't have a clue."
I'm trying to focus on what Doc's saying because it's an interesting story, and I know you all are as well. But my mind is wandering slightly because I realise that this is the first time that I've properly sat down as a consumer of one of Doc's videos and sat and watched it and listened to it perhaps more through the eyes and ears of a follower, a subscriber. And his voice is actually quite hypnotic, isn't it? That text-to-speech canned voice at the consistent cadence. It's actually quite soothing to listen to. It's a bit of a story time or a lullaby. I like it.
Where to start. He said that he would play for me, and whatever money I made, I could keep all for myself. We played for an hour or so and it was amazing. People were actually stopping, and I
Nice.
can honestly say it was the first time I felt comfortable with singing to people. Shall we have a little watch of them now?
Please, Doc.
See euphoric, you stick in the nose and she just under the upper hand and goes mad for a couple of guys. She don't wanna go outside tonight, cause in her pipes you fly to the motherland. Sell love to another man. It's too cold outside. The angels fly.
Obviously, it goes without saying what incredible talent they've got, how easy they make that look despite their age and lack of experience at that point. But also I wanted to reflect on just that scene, a British high street with a bunch of kids, teenagers, sat on the floor, on the concrete floor, outside a tatty looking shop. What is it, a shoe shop? Just chilling, listening to a bit of music, shooting the shit, having a laugh. Much of my youth was spent in exactly that way. It took me right back then, seeing those girls sat cross-legged on the concrete, on the asphalt, and yeah, it's very nostalgic actually for me. I didn't grow up in Brighton. I grew up on the south coast, further along. But yeah, it's a very familiar scene to me, and I certainly wish I'd been at that particular one and seen these guys.
Your mind you made up, your injuries you can't hide with makeup. You need some medical advice to make up a little life, say just.
Sam went on to write, "This was the very moment and the very first song me and that boy played together. That boy was Ren, and I'm honestly welling up typing this, but he's my best friend and my brother. I've seen Ren go through some of the toughest stuff I've ever seen anyone have to go through, and he's inspired me the whole way.
Facts.
I cry almost every time I watch this video. It's such a special moment to have had captured and glad I can now share it with all of you. And now let's fast forward to July 2018 when Ren and Sam release a single together. There's various versions of this track, including much more and much less official ones. But the one I'm going to pick to watch with you today is Blind Eyed featuring Angry Car Park Attendant.
Now, it should be said, I've got nothing against bald people, follically challenged people. Why would I? That would be discriminatory of me, and absolutely not. But when you have somebody who's a bit of an asshole, a bit of an asshole, bit of a dick, and they happen to be bald at the same time, somehow doesn't that baldness accentuate the annoyingness? Or is it just me? I think it does.
Who is this car park attendant? One of Ren's friends? A hired actor? What even is a car park? Is that the same thing as a parking lot? I'm going to pretend I don't know for your reaction watching pleasure.
I'm sorry, our American friends. Quite often Doc will rib Americans about their use of the English language. It's meant in jest, of course. Of course you're free to take our beautiful language and bastardize it for your own purposes and remove all the consonants and S's and replace them with Z's. No problem. It's your country, your rules. Do what you want. Enjoy. Just don't cheat at Scrabble. If you're gonna play Scrabble, then it's British spelling only, please, if you're playing with me. And don't get me started on Wordle, which was a little word game created by, I'm pretty sure he was Welsh chap, software developer. Josh comes to mind, not sure. And he sold, it went viral during COVID, I think, and he sold it to the New York Times for an undisclosed 6-figure sum, so at least $1 million. And was that a 7-figure sum? Yes. Come on, Carlos. An undisclosed 7-figure sum. Anyway, since then we get the occasional word that creeps in, which is an American spelling, and that really pisses me off. I mean, it really fucking gets my goat. Anyway.
So please suspend your disbelief for just the length of a mini salami. Let's clucking go.
Rolling.
Keep going.
It's like I don't work, you know. No flame to spark my goal. My Nike's laced in dirt. Oh. I feel like I'm treading on my own soul.
Yeah. My headphones only working on the left side, but I try to live the right life.
Sam might only be listening on the left side, but as Monty Python sang, always look on the right side of life. Or was it bright side? Oh fuck it.
My eyes wide, and I strive to stop my demons ripping from the inside. This road is dark, and I can't find the batteries for my flashlight. I'm blind-eyed.
I feel like we've only really just met Sam, and already he's admitting that he owns a flashlight, and he's all out of batteries.
No,
for it.
Flashlight.
He should have
Torch.
paid an extra $5 and got the rechargeable one.
Doc's got a valid point, hasn't he? Why would Sam use the word flashlight? We don't say flashlight. In England, we say torch. So anyway, no wonder poor Doc has misheard what Sam was singing.
Ahem, I mean, allegedly.
I'm tired.
That is one of the catchiest hooks I've ever heard, if you can call it a hook. Obviously it's got no words, it's just ooh woo woos. How do you come up with something like that? You know, I've talked on the channel about how I have aphantasia, complete inability to form mental images. I understand that some people have a similar thing for the internal voice and the audio and the narrative inside, and like the ability to imagine a song and to really hear it, which I can do. So despite the aphantasia, the internal auditory side seems to function perfectly well. You know, in fact, I quite often wish that voice would shut up and give me a bit of respite. But what I don't have is the ability to synthesize something new and beautiful in my mind alone, like they obviously have done with that melody there. That's pretty incredible. Something that sounds so simple, but is so beautiful and so effective and so catchy and so memorable. What a skill! What a skill!
Said these drugs don't work. The pain, it takes control.
When they looked at the camera then and they laughed, I feel you can tell that this was not pre-planned. Obviously, it was not pre-planned. But what I mean is, I don't think they'd even had a plan like, well, what happens if we do get disturbed? Do we carry on? Do we stop? What do we do? There was a hint of mischief in the way they looked at the camera then. There was a glint in their eye. And I think that was the moment that they were like, fuck it, let's just carry on, let's rinse this right to the end.
Now, what we're witnessing here is a 21st century revival of a time-honored tradition known as the chase of the car park attendant. This ancient ritual dates back hundreds of years, where the village Jobsworth, dressed in an ensemble of neon colors so bright they could signal UFOs, pursues the musician with the relentless fervor of a toddler after a chocolate bar. The poor musician, armed only with their guitar and a fading sense of dignity, is chased out of town in what's essentially a medieval game of musical chairs, but with more parking tickets and less music. Legend has it, this chase brings prosperity to the village for the upcoming year. Unless, of course, you're the musician, in which case, you'll likely be banned from ever parking in that town again. But hey, it's all for good luck. Or at least that's what they tell you while you're running for your life.
I did not know that. Thank you for that brief history lesson. I'm sure that was all completely factually accurate and is what is taught in modern textbooks in schools today. So thanks for sharing it with the rest of us.
I got a blood-stained shirt, and I feel like I'm always being chased by the devil. I try to talk, but I can't seem to get my spoken words right, and I try to keep my satellite.
They just walked through that sort of stairwell corridor area. Only Ren could make that sound good, right? And obviously Sam along with him, but no other artist could do that without a fancy kit and post-editing and everything. It's like when he plays music, he's in tune with the flow of the universe, with the flow of the world around him. And so, yes, he meticulously plans every shot for something like the Tales, including the acoustics and the way that they bounce off walls and things. But equally, it's like he's got that spinning around in his head all the time, subconsciously probably. And when he's playing, he can tap into that, just like he can tap into his instrument, just like he can tap into his voice, just like he can tap into all of those internal musical schemings and things. He uses his external environment as an extension of all of that to enhance the music. Fuck.
Life can be quite shit, right? Cut you like a flick knife, twist and make you sick, right? And I think maybe I'll be better off alone. So I read the
I learned so many lessons from depression, but in essence I'm just wishing that these bad thoughts were gone. That is a hard line, and it echoes several others that Ren uses in different songs. The idea that one's struggles can be both a curse and a blessing, a lesson out of all the stressing. It reminds me of Friedrich Nietzsche's famous aphorism from Twilight of the Idols, that which does not kill us makes us stronger, which captures this paradox of struggle. Nietzsche believed that suffering is inevitable and that it is through overcoming hardship that individuals find their true strength.
Suffering is inevitable. That reminds me of the Buddhist tenet, life is suffering. Which I've always struggled with that concept to some degree. It sounds a bit defeatist, doesn't it? Like, oh, well, it's all going to be shit anyway. What's the point? You might think. But it's not that, is it? It's just an acceptance that life is fucking hard. Survival is a grift. It's a graft. And if you can find some sort of acceptance of that, not resignation, not passive resignation, but active acceptance of that, you can use that to feel grateful, feel gratitude for the things that you do have that are going right, as a sort of fuel to push forward and succeed against the odds. I think it can be a useful way of thinking about things.
Nietzsche suggests that while suffering is an unavoidable part of life, it can also be transformative. His philosophy revolves around the idea of the Übermensch, Overman, someone who transcends suffering and uses it to evolve and define their own existence. The pain becomes a necessary challenge that forces personal growth and self-overcoming. And then there's Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist. In his book In Man's Search for Meaning, he draws a powerful analogy between the suffering of concentration camp inmates and the search for meaning. He argues that while pain is unavoidable, it is possible to find meaning in suffering, which allows the person to endure and grow.
Sorry to interrupt you. If you've not read that book by Viktor Frankl, I was going to say you must, but it's not for me to tell you what to do. If you want to gain any sort of perspective on your life and modern society, I know there's a lot of shit in the world, but equally we live in a very privileged world these days. Frankl had nothing. It was all taken away from him. He was in the concentration camps, and yet he found this unbreakable spirit within. And not only did he use that to get through the most horrific things I can't imagine, but he's since used it to inspire generations of others, to remind people to learn from the mistakes of the past, but also to remind us all in any situation that we are human beings, but human beings are fucking strong, man, and capable of getting through so much and achieving so much against all the odds. It's really inspiring stuff, it really is.
Frankl's concept of logotherapy teaches that even in the most extreme suffering, there is the potential for transformation. His own experiences showed him that those who could find meaning in their suffering were more likely to survive and thrive. Like Ren's lyrics, Frankl acknowledges that struggles can feel like a curse, but if one can reframe them as part of a larger, meaningful story, they become a blessing in disguise.
Which I think Ren has done, right? I think he's found a way to, most of the time.
Ren just said that he snapped a string. If he is able to carry on playing now, that would be an extraordinary achievement. It would be like a lover keeping it hot in bed, even after the sheets catch fire. Like a comedian delivering punchlines, even after their pants fall down mid-set. Like a dog humping its favorite toy, even when it's lost its squeaker. Like a bartender pouring drinks smoothly, despite the glass being half full of regret. Like a clock ticking backwards, yet everyone's still late for the same meeting. Like a giraffe doing yoga, even though the ground keeps changing its height. Or like a fish swimming in the air, while the clouds silently judge its every move.
Doc started off with some pretty normal similes then, and quickly deteriorated into some sort of surrealist nonsense. I was struggling to keep up myself. Is this what you people like to watch? Is it? You want more of this stuff? Okay, let me know in the comments.
Sure you catch my Dadaist drift.
Okay. Sometimes I get these times when it's like time works against me. In my mind, I kind of mind, yet that my mind can torture me. So I rhyme, because when I rhyme, it's like my rhymes, they set me free. I shine so bright, I shine these times, these rhymes come out of me. Times I breathe, times I fall, times I slip, times I crawl, times my back is up against the wall, so hard that the whole building could fall. Times I breathe, times I break, times I'm true, times I'm fake, times I'm when the floor is not opening, it's wanna be for goodness sake. And I think I'm gonna break, it's the ache and it's fate, I'm awake in the world for the pain, simple man, okay. Pressed in the break, when the breaks they break, and I know it, my universe is never getting away. Wait, but the world don't wait, we make mistakes when it's all a state. We cook our cake, we eat our cake, sometimes no time for double take.
That's just the way life goes sometimes.
I'll be in back up my double face down with the pedal where the sun don't shine. So I'm coming in the back, one attacking at the beast like I did with this one. I'm packing and then I'm praying.
Ren's rap then was pretty dope. Ren has inspired me to write a little rap about his current predicament.
No, Doc,
Are
don't
you
do
ready?
It. No, I'm not ready.
My guitar, trying to catch a vibe, but the car park attendant's got me running for my life. He's yelling, yo, you can't play here, get it right. I'm dodging every step, strumming in the moonlight. I'm still playing my tune while I hustle through the loft. Chords clashing with my heartbeat. Man, this chase is hot. Guitar's flung low, I'm dodging past the gate. He's chasing me down, but I'm playing through the fate. I'm trying to sing my song, but he's close on my tail. Strumming, till my fingers bleed, praying that I don't fail. Every note's a step, every bar's a move. I'm fitting to do, but I won't lose my groove. Yo, I'm dipping round corners, like an outlaw on the run. But the attendant's got a vendetta, man, it's done. I'm singing about freedom, but he's breaking my peace. Chasing me down like I'm something deceased. But I keep strumming, flowing, ain't no stopping the sound. Guitar on my back, I'm dodging round, each round. He's hot on my heels, yelling cursing, full of rage. I'm hopping the notes will somehow disengage. But the strings keep singing, my heart's beating loud. As I sprint through the park, still playing proud. I'll sing through the chaos, play through the fight, until the car park's empty, and I'm out of sight.
Oh Lord, take this pain away.
Let me see, Doc. So fucking smooth, man. Smooth like butter.
We ruined that guitar. Sick.
Very, very nice. Well, there's tons of other cool videos of Ren and Sam playing together, busking on the streets of Brighton as well as live streaming on Instagram. And then there is Sam's career and where he has taken it now, supporting Justin Bieber and even playing with him on stage, then touring to sell out venues in America and England. I might just have to make a part 2 of this reaction. Let me know in the comments, you gorgeous ickle sex pots.
Thanks, Doc. Nice. That was fun. Well, I am Carl, the real Disco Doc. It's been a pleasure to sit and react to a bit of Disco Doc. It's all getting a bit Renception, isn't it? A bit high Ren. I'm talking to myself, listening to myself talking. Is that something like that? Anyway, I look forward to the next reaction. I will always make it clear if this is a genuine first listen for the parts that I'm recording with myself mixed in with Doc stuff, or if I'm reacting to something that I've seen before or I've already created Doc's reaction and I'm reacting to that. Whatever, I'll make that nice and clear. I hope you've enjoyed this. Disco Biscuits. I look forward to seeing you next time.
I'm Disco Doc. Yeah, I'm the real Doc. All you other docs are just a mock. So won't the real Doc please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up.